So folks, here we go. We're doing the Wilshire Grand Center. First thing I'm going to do is go over here on Onshape and Wilshire Grand Center 2, because I think I already have one down here somewhere. Put OK. And we're going to draw, I'm going to click the Wikipedia version. I just looked up Wilshire Grand Center and hit the Wikipedia. It tells me that it's 1,100 feet high. They call it a skyscraper. And also, what I did was I looked up Ender 3 Pro build height. So Ender 3 Pro is a 3D printer, a little small one that we're going to have in class. And it says it can print by 220 by 220, which you see here, but it can go 250 high. So doing just a little bit of calculator, if we just do a little bit of calculations, we have 1,100 feet, and if we divide that by the amount of millimeters, 250, that a printer can do, we'll find that 4.4 feet in real life will equal 1 millimeter. So it's 4.4 feet per millimeter. So that's going to be our scale, 4.4 feet per millimeter. It doesn't mean too much now, but later on it might when we're trying to figure out floor heights and whatnot. But right now we just know that the full height of our thing in real life is 1,100 feet, and here it's going to be 250 millimeters in our software here. Next, we need to know what it looks like. So I'm going to start with, see if I can zoom in here. I'm going to start with this center section right here, this larger center section, and I'm going to build off that. So I noticed when I looked on Google Streets, the other side of this is flat. So that's why most pictures you see are of this, because it's got the texture of this like arc right here. Then there's this arc, and it bends like roundy this way. It's kind of got like a round shape to it here, and it's got this little distinct square hanging out of it, and then it's higher on this part, but the backside's pretty flat and nothing too impressive. And so I think that's why most pictures always show this side. So we're going to start by building that big center part there. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start here from the floor. And this is the way I'm doing it. There's other ways to do this. I'm going to click Sketch, and we're sketching here on this floor. So let's click what we call Top. And I'm going to start with a rectangle, and we should always start with the center dot. And how wide is it? I say it's a city block, and I didn't know what a city block was. So I'm going to guess it's the whole width of a city block. So I put width of a city block, and when I looked that up, it says that it varies, and a standard block in Manhattan is 264 feet by 900 feet, and so it's more rectangular. And then in Chicago, it's usually 330 by 660, and so I think it depends, you know. So I don't know if we can see Los Angeles, and see if we can find one what the width of a city block is. And here it's the same thing. It doesn't really say much other than that. Here's an article where they're asking the average city block here, but I don't see any information here either. So I'm going to go with some average amount, what seemed to be about 300-400 feet, something like that. So what is 300-400 feet? So let's say 400 feet wide the building is. Actually, you know what, since it's rectangular, I'm going to guess on the bottom it is rectangular. So let's go by the average of these two. Let's see. So this one's 330 and this one's 264. So let's say 300 feet. So let's go 300 feet here. Actually, you know what? Before we do this, we should switch to millimeters, and you'll see why in a minute. So let's go here, work units, and let's go to millimeters. And then so we're going to go 300 feet right here. So first let me just click it, and we'll change it in a minute. Oops, we're not editing. Here we go. Go here to the dimensioning tool, and we'll click here. And we're going to go 300 feet here. And then we're going to go to the larger side this way. So what is 300 feet, though? Let's click the calculator. Remember, that it's 4.4 feet per millimeter. So if I want to do 300 feet divided by 4.4, I get 68. So we will do 68 here. All right. Next, what is this one right here? Not sure. So what was the width? So this one is in New York, they're 900 feet. In Chicago, they're 660 feet. Let's say LA is somewhere in the middle here. So let's go like, I don't know, 800 or so. Maybe 780. Let's go 780, something like that. I'm just rough estimating. 780. Oh, oops, 780 feet. But we got to convert that to millimeters. So 780 feet divided by 4.4. That's our scale, remember? 177. So 177 millimeters on here, which it will fit because the print on a Ender 3 can go 220. So it's going to fit, but it's going to take up a good amount of the plate, the build plate. All right. So we're just assuming it takes up most of a city block. Like it's literally just slapped onto a city block. It's probably a little bit smaller than this, who knows, but we'll just go with that. Next, we got to do the height. So we're done here. So let's just click check. And then let's extrude this thing. So we'll go to extrude. And we're going to extrude this thing how high? Well, we're going to go 250, the full height of the 3D printer, or the printers we have, the full height. Does that look like the right total height of the building? See, now that I see it to scale, I want to say that it is not. It looks much taller than it is wide. And so I'm going to think this thing does not take up a city block. In fact, the whole city block might be a few of these buildings or something. I have no idea how that all works. So I'm going to change that original size. So I'm just going to go back here to sketch. And then let's click the top here. And let's just edit this so it looks a little bit more familiar. Let's say it takes up half a city block. So I'm going to say that's 160. I'm going to say this is 80. And then, oops, enter. And then this one is half that distance. So let's go with 34. But yeah, 34-ish. There we go. And truthfully, we technically want to go a little smaller than this, but it's fine. So that looks like a pretty tall building now. That looks more like a skyscraper-ish thing. So let's just keep it with that. But, you know, you can play with it. I wish we knew the exact dimensions, but we don't. So let's go sketch right here. Sketch. And we're going to click the top of this thing, which let's click the top here and face at us. And I'm going to slice away part of this building. So I need an arc front. So I'm going to click this right here. If you click here, there's a 3-point arc. I'm going to click that. Then I'm going to click here. And I'm going to click to the other side. And I'm going to, I don't like how it's in the middle actually. So I'm going to do that one more time. 3-point arc. And I'm going to click here. And I'm going to click this other line. And I'm going to find somewhere in the middle here. Then I'm going to go ahead and close that out with a line. So I'm going to get a line tool. And I'm going to click here, to the corner here, to the corner here, to the corner here. And notice this arc, I left a little bit of space here because I'm going to slice that all away and you'll see that in a minute. So I'm going to click check mark that I'm done. Then I'm going to say extrude. I'm going to click this. And I'm going to say remove. And I'm going to remove all 250 millimeters. Remember, that's how tall the building is. So there I have that arced front. That's what I was looking for, that little bendy front right here. Now, the next thing we need to do is add that front part that comes out. So if we look at the picture again, there's another piece that looks very similar that comes out. So this one we can actually, I did it a different method yesterday because we hadn't gone over wrapping tool, but we could probably use a wrapping tool for this. So let's go to plane. Let's get a new plane right here, plane. And we're going to click this one, the front one. So if you look, I'm bringing this plane out, and it's actually far enough out now. So if you notice where it is, it's far enough out. It just needs to be in front of the thing. So I'm going to click sketch on that new plane. So make sure you're selecting this plane, that new one that we just made. And let's click front of the square. And we're going to draw in front of this. Technically, it's all here, the whole plane. You just don't see it all there. But we're going to draw in front of this thing. So what does it look like? So it looks like it slices down towards the front, almost covering the top. I don't think it ever covers it completely. And then if you look at the thing, it doesn't go all the way to the top, but it seems sliced up, then goes down. Okay, so let's work on that. So first off, it does look like, and I don't know if there's space over here or not, but I don't remember if there is. So I'm just going to pretend like it's all the way from this one side. And let's start drawing. So I'm going to take a line tool, and I'm going to click here in the corner. I'm going to go up about so far. If we want to know exactly how far, we can sit there and count windows and guess floors and how many windows are left up here and try to figure it all out exactly, but I'm okay with it looking really darn close, and that's fine. Then it only goes so far out like that. And I'm still stuck in this tool, so I'm going to push escape, and that will let me out. Then and I think I need to build a line this way too, so let's do that. Line tool. I'm going to go pretty much here. And I'm going to put a line up a ways, like right about here. Like that. And I'm going to arc it down to that spot, because I think there's some space there in the real one, and I'm not sure, but we'll just leave it like that. Next, you could do a 3-point arc, but that's not going to look good. I'm going to try spline tool right here. Spline tool. And so if you click this, you'll see there's a spline. And we can click this. Oops, I didn't click it for some reason. There we go. Click. And then I'm going to click again. And then I'm going to click there. So I got one click, and where this click is right here, where I clicked here, you can actually move that around if you want, you know, like play with it a little bit. It's up to you, but you can play with it once you draw it and say, no, it looks more like that, you know, and just kind of play with what it looks like. Once you're done with that, you can say done and click green mark. And we're going to extrude this that way, but we're going to do it using wrappings. We're going to click this. Look where there's like a little Rubik's Cube here. No, that's not it, is it? No, it's this one. It's got the two dark square, white square. We're going to click this and go over here to the wrap. Then we're going to say, I think it's surface solid. I think it's solid. Then we're going to click this face. Then it says target. We're going to click target. Then we're going to click here, the face. And then you notice it's already there, and I don't know if that's out further enough, far enough. I think it needs to go further than that. So let's just go with 7 millimeters. And then and click check mark. And that's pretty close to it, I think. That looks, I mean, close. It's got this and it's got this. But we need that little guy right here. This is just like a rectangle in there. And I figured out how to do that last time. And I think what I did was I kind of cheated, and I just built it back here. I said sketch, and I clicked here, and then rotated here. Actually, you know what? Now that we know wrap, I should be able to wrap it on there. I'm not sure, actually. So I'm just going to go here. And I'm just going to extrude out, and you'll see what I'm going to do here in a minute. I'm going to click this rectangle, and I'm going to go. If you notice that it's not all the way at the end. There's actually some space here. So I need to not have it all the way at the end. And so I'm not going to start here at this corner. I'm going to start in just a tad bit. Maybe here's where that one is. So I'm going to start like maybe there. And go straight up. I'm doing a rectangle, by the way. My rectangle is not doing what I wanted. I don't know why it's starting somewhere else. So I'm going to start the rectangle again. I'm going to start it purposely over here, and I can always move it later. And I'm zooming out, and I'm just going to click here. Now, for some reason, it hit the midpoint, so I have to undo it again. There was like a black line, and it's not going to let me change that. So let me do that again. And I'm going to purposely start here, and I'm going to go here. And how far does it go? It doesn't go even as high as this little one that I added. So if we look over here, so actually this is going to be much further down. So I'm going to push escape to get out of the square tool and just kind of drop that down. And we could play with this in a second. So let me see if I can see about where that is. So I want it a little lower than that, I think. I'm like going through, I'm cheating here and just kind of guessing about where it is. And also I need to make it more this way. Oh, look, I can actually I can move it from this side. That's just cheating. And I'm gonna move this out here and like that, something like that. So, but I'm not gonna come out as far as this though. So if you notice, it doesn't come out as far as this. So I might need to make this further out, and this is barely gonna come out then. So here we go. I'm going to extrude it all the way through. So I'm going to say done. I'm going to say extrude this, and look, it's going the wrong way. So we're going to click this arrow and say go the other way. And then we have this arrow, and we could actually just drag it out, to be honest with you, to see what looks nice. I think that looks nice, but I think I'm going to have to make this piece come out further later. So I'm going to go here.
My iPad's going to die. Look, it's 10%.
Well, we'll charge it, okay? Thank you. My son needed his iPad charged right in the middle of my video. Seriously? Just kidding. All right, so that looks like it's it, but something looks off to me. It looks like this needs to go way higher. So what I'm going to do is this. Watch this. I'm going to go back to this sketch and just drag it down a bit and click check mark. And then it brings it down. See, down to here. And let's see here. Does that look right still? That looks a little bit better. Feels like it should go down further, so I'm going to say sketch and drag it down further. And then we're going to click done, and there it's even further down. So there we go. Now I'm going to take this I'm going to take this sketch, and I feel like it needs to come in a little bit like this, and this needs to come in a little bit. And we need to fix this a little bit. And then we're going to say done. And there we go. And then next, I think I want it to come out just a little bit more. So when I extruded it, right, the wrap, right here, 7 millimeters, I'm going to say 8 millimeters. Let's see. And then done. Yeah. There we go. So something like this. And so we're looking for, so if you notice from the top, we got arcs and stuff, and it's trying to get the same architecture as here. I think also, if you look, I'm trying to rotate this as if it's a real part. I think it arcs downward too. So if you want to do that, that's really easy to do. It's not just a square top like that. It's got some arc coming down. It's not just a rectangular top. So what you could do is you could say sketch, and that's a round top right here. So we can actually say sketch this side. On this side. Wait, did we just sketch it? Sketch this side. There we go. And go here. And then try to draw that like slice down right here. So what we'll do is we'll do kind of like we did before, where we take a spline maybe, and we just kind of, we'll do it from the inside right here. And it's okay to go over, because you'll see why. It doesn't matter where you're just going to go over and just slice everything out. You'll see that happen in a minute. As long as you close this shape like that, we're going to slice it all the way through. Oh, but you know what? We should have totally, here. Let's trim that off. That looks weird. Okay, what? Oh, there goes my whole arc. All right. Well, the reason I was trying to get rid of that is because this right here, I want this to be at the very top. So I want it to be at the top and then kind of arc downward. So then we're going to get that spline tool again and kind of go here, click, click. And the more clicks you have, the more you can play with it later. Double click to finish it. And that actually looks good to me right there, actually. So I'm going to click done, and I'm going to say extrude. Click this and say remove. And it's not removing all of it, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to say remove all of that. Remove. I feel like it's going to give me an error. It's turning red. Let's see. Check. Okay. I said remove. Oh, I didn't click this part. Huh. What did I click? So I got to click both parts. Okay, remove. And then, there we go. I don't know if that's the arc I was looking for, but maybe I should have done more. Well, you can always go back and just sketch that again and play with it and remove more by just kind of pulling this down. And you can even stretch this out more. If you want to remove more, you can, it's not looking, there we go. We can just check that, and then there we go. Isometric view. There we go, isometric from the other side. That's starting to look like it. So something like that. That's what I'm looking for, just a basic shape of the building, the Wilshire Grand Center. So hopefully this helps you guys out and you guys learned something, all right? Thank you guys.